So there's no doubt that agriculture is a huge industry here in the state of Arkansas. Wheat prices have gone up due to the conflict in Ukraine. Corn prices have gone up because of drought issues. What do you believe is the federal government's role with regards to subsidizing farmers and those that make a living farming here in the state of Arkansas? And Ms. Cates, we go to you first. Ms. James.
That's an excellent question. I do feel that our government should subsidize. Arkansas is one of those great states where we not only provide to just us, we provide to everyone across the nation and across the globe. Now, right now, we are in a global market, and we need to make sure that our farmers can remain competitive and can remain top of mind. We're #1 in rice exports. We're number 3 or 5 in cotton, and also in broiler cattle. So we want to make sure that our actual agriculture and our life and our way of life is sustainable, and that our children can bring in agro-tech and can bring in new things to continue to grow us forward and mix a 21st century education with our actual agriculture now to continue to grow us and make sure that we remain #1 in everything.
We go now to Mr. Bozeman.
Well, thank you for the question. This is such an important question. Agriculture is 25% of our state's economy, but when you get outside of any town of any size, it's not 25%, it's probably 85 or 90%. In 2023, in the next Congress, every 5 years we do a big farm bill. I'm the head Republican on agriculture. I hope to be the chair of the Agriculture Committee in the next Congress. But what we'll be doing then is working very hard to make sure that the safety nets are put in place so that the farmers will be able to go to the bank, get the money that they need to make those loans so that they can come back and produce the safest, cheapest food supply of any place in our nation. So this is something that we will be working on very hard together. Agriculture is not a partisan issue. It's not about Democrats and Republicans. It's about taking care of the farm community throughout rural America, which is so very important.
Mr. Cates, you have 1 minute.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the question as well. Well, I don't agree with federal subsidies necessarily. If the state chooses to do that, that's on them. But one thing we could do is the federal government could deregulate the farming industry. The EPA puts a lot of restrictions on them, and that could help them out, grow more and do better and provide food for all of us. Thank you.
Ms. James.
We have regulations to better protect us. We have EPA regulations to protect our ground, our water, our air, and to make sure what's being put into our actual agriculture is helping everybody. I think the subsidies would be amazing as long as the subsidies were inclusive for everyone and all farmers, and they're not competitive subsidies or competitive grants, what we're seeing across the nation. All farmers need to have ready access and available to these subsidies, so again, we can remain competitive in a global market.
And back to Mr. Bozeman.
Well, providing our farmers with the ability to have some stability, to make a business plan, to go to the bank, to borrow the money that they need is so very important. Because of inflation, because of the terrible energy policy that we have, much of agriculture, the fertilizer that they depend on, many of the input costs, what it costs to run the sprinklers, the tractors, etc. The input costs are tremendous right now, and because of that, agriculture is in pretty dire straits.
Mr. Cates, a half minute if you choose.
No, sir.